Well, I've got them working better. It took my electroconductive lube, literally a lot of it, shoved into the axles where the pickups were in order to get this thing to run like it's supposed to. And it's still stalling like crazy, but it's not as bad. So I've got 28 and 26 running. I pulled the tenders apart to try to add weight. The speaker's as big as the entire tender, and I think that's the reason why they're so overly loud. For N scale, that's still pretty loud. I shouldn't be able to hear a train that far away, because that should be close to a quarter of a mile. That should be almost silent. You know, I should be able to hear the whistle. I shouldn't be able to hear the train. And steam engines are actually a lot quieter than diesels, because they're just running off of pressure. A diesel engine is literally making pressure, so they are a lot louder. You notice your car engine runs when you're sitting still. A steam engine does not flow anything except for maybe the air pumps when it's sitting still. That should be the only thing you hear. There's no sound that comes from a steam engine when it's sitting still if everything's working correctly. And I know this, I've worked with some steam engines. They are very quiet. Now, I've got 28 and 26 working, I'd say somewhat correctly. Now, the problem there is a little bit of solder on the rails that I still need to file down. So I'm not worried about that. It'll just take it a little while to walk over it. Yes, these contacts are still very bad. I did an ohms test just on one wheel and got a reading of 12 ohms on one wheel. Now, I took a little bit of Bright Boy and I filed off a lot of the middle blackener that they use, and then I got a reading down to 1 ohm. Now, it's going to take a lot to break these engines in, because the middle blackener that they're using is way too thick and it's not very conductive. Don't ask me why they want to use something like that. That's junk. But after several hours of conductive lubrication, sanding, filing to get the wheel blackener off, it's actually conducting electricity to the DCC board now. And they're just stalled, but that might have been track more than anything else. That's the reason why I'm running all the cars I can right now, is because I want to get whatever dirt is on the track off the track. I've alcoholed the track. I've put a new coat of CRC on there, and this is the CRC that I use. Notice it is safe for sensitive electronics and quick drying, plastic safe. This has not ate anything. It won't even eat my phone, but the rails are nice and shiny once I use it, so I know it's cleaning them, and it gets a lot of dirt off. Another complaint that I have about these, I finally, after typing for probably a good 10 minutes, got the manual. It took me a while to get the manual and everything else. Hold on, the pilot truck comes off the rails a lot because there's not enough spring tension on it. Don't ask me why. Any little bump and that front truck comes off, and then it creates a derailment later. I might have to figure out what's going on there. I could add a little bit more weight to that front pilot because it's plastic. You know, I can always put a thin middle washer up in there or something to weight that down, because I don't think the spring's strong enough. But it took me forever to find the manual. When I finally found the manual, because they don't make it easy on the website. You actually have to type in this very annoyingly long Broadway Limited Import Manual, Paragon, percentage 203, you know, on down the line. This is a lot to type in, but you can't find it through the website. I went to the website, then I clicked on support, and there's no manuals listed under support. You actually have to type in this long website address. It would be nice if they made that a lot easier, or at least, you know, put a, I don't know, manuals tab on the web page, so that way all we gotta do is click manual and get it. I'm going to have to download that PDF to my phone and print it out. But I've got it working right. I've got the sound down. This is at, I believe, CB 133 is at level 20. That's how loud this thing is. When it comes from factory, it's at 128 out of 255. That's pretty loud. And it is loud for a N-scale locomotive. It should be this quiet. You know, you should be able to have a conversation over it. It's small, and I like my sound to be scaled to the model. I don't know if everybody's deaf, and that's why they crank that volume all the way up. But now my little model powers are actually a little louder than those. I like the clarity of the sound, but it doesn't have to be annoyingly loud. So now that I've got this all sorted out, I'm going to go ahead and probably spray up some foam, let this run, clean the main line up. I've still got turnouts to replace, ones behind me, that I do have. I do have this turnout and the controller for it. I just haven't bothered to replace it yet. Then I'm going to be working on my siding turnouts. Then I've got to go back through and replace, you know, turnouts, because there's nothing wrong with this turnout. This is a brand new turnout. That's what I thought. I'd go to these manual throws, but then I figured out how to get these things working, and I like these, because I can literally paint the top green, and it's very easy to install. I just have to drill and put the nails through it in order to make it work right. Now, if anybody is wanting foam rubber for scenery, that's the first time it's going across that Cotto Bridge without stalling. I can't get in that thing to clean it, so something's working right. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, if anybody's looking for scenery materials, I might be in business shortly. I just got 5-gallon buckets for mixing dyes, so that way I can mix my dyes up in 5 gallons of water. And I have a big boiling pot. It's a 7-gallon boiling pot that I will be putting foam rubber in to turn into ground foam rubber. Well, that's it for me for today. Y'all have a good one. Bye.